Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today Avista Corp just filed this Form 8K, and I am seeing a surprising pause that could signal big changes ahead. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. Avista is hitting the brakes on powering new, massive data centers, and the reasons why are really important for understanding their future. So, what is going on here? Avista Corporation, a company we've looked at before, has announced they are taking more time to figure out how to handle energy requests from new, very large data center developers. This isn't just a small delay. They are trying to work with government agencies to create a better plan for all this new energy demand. They are also listening to what people in the community are saying, which is a big deal. The company had a prior agreement, a memorandum of understanding with a data center developer, but now negotiations are on hold. This all stems from recent community interest and concerns. Basically, people are worried about how these huge data centers will impact the local energy grid and environment. It's like when a neighborhood gets concerned about a big new factory moving in. You want to make sure it's done right. Let's look at how the market is reacting to this news. We saw Avista's stock price drop a bit after this announcement. This tells us investors are paying attention to these kinds of operational decisions. Analysts at Barclays even lowered their price target for Avista. This suggests they are taking this pause on data center development as a potentially negative signal for future growth. Think about it. The company was probably hoping to grow by providing power to these new energy-hungry businesses, and now that is up in the air. This news is about a 500 megawatt T data center. To give you an idea, that is a massive amount of power. For context, a typical home uses very little power compared to something of this scale. This kind of demand can really strain an energy grid if not planned properly. The core issue here is planning. Avista recognizes that simply saying yes to these huge energy requests isn't enough. They need a robust strategy that considers the local environment, the existing infrastructure, and what the community wants. This is a more thoughtful approach than just chasing new business. Now, let's quickly touch on the company's stock. Avista's common stock, traded under the symbol AVA, is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. The ticker symbol is AVA. It is traded on the New York Stock Exchange. While we don't need to call them, it's good to know a company's basic information is publicly available. This situation with data centers is becoming a growing trend for utility companies. They are caught between the massive demand for power from these facilities and the need to ensure a stable and sustainable energy supply for everyone else. It reminds me a bit of how some areas have struggled with the rapid growth of short-term rental properties where existing infrastructure and community needs need to be balanced with new economic opportunities. From a high-level perspective, Avista is essentially saying, we can't just keep expanding power generation indefinitely without a solid plan, especially when it comes to these massive, concentrated demands. It's a pragmatic approach, even if it means slowing down potential revenue growth in the short term. This is the kind of responsible management that can pay off in the long run, preventing potential grid failures or major public backlash down the road. What I find most interesting is this emphasis on partnering with governmental agencies and considering stakeholder feedback. This isn't just an operational tweak, it is a strategic shift toward more collaborative planning. This suggests that the company has heard the concerns loud and clear and is willing to adapt its approach to ensure future growth is both sustainable and supported by the community. The risk for Avista here is that other energy companies might be more aggressive in pursuing data center development, potentially losing out on new business. However, the opportunity is that by taking a more considered approach, they could build stronger relationships with regulators and the public, which is invaluable for long-term success and stability in the utility sector. The biggest concern I have is how long this additional time will actually take, if these planning and evaluation processes drag on for too long. Avista could miss out on crucial growth opportunities in the rapidly expanding data center market. On the other hand, if they get it right, they could set a new standard for how utilities manage this kind of demand. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description.